Hubbage from Elevated Trips at elevatedtrips.com. Today we're going to hike up this river valley, get lost off the path because the path ends in just a few minutes here, and then we're going to make our way down. We're going to teach you how to find your way down from the wilderness if you get lost or off the path. We're hiking off the trail today. Friend Jakob Axelsson. Jakob is a survival expert from Sweden. He's lived in the northern part of Sweden in Lapland. Jakob?
Yeah.
What are you thinking about today?
Yeah, it's going to be a hard hike up. We see rough mountains behind us and unknown trails that we're going to explore. So it'll be an exciting day.
Awesome. Great. Let's check it out, man.
Yeah.
A little bit off the path. Actually, there never really was a path. We're just hiking on sheep trails and yak trails. They've kind of petered out, and now you can see all around us where it's brush. We're moving down through the forest, trying to get to a place where it's a little bit more open. So there's one thing you got to do when you're off the trail. Sometimes when you're hiking, especially in these undeveloped regions of the Tibetan Plateau, you got to make your own way and find your own path. But in this case, make sure you're always hiking with someone. And yeah, just make sure you don't get too far apart and you always stay really close, and make sure you are using a map or something, an app, to track your way, just in case you do come into something you can't pass, like a river or a rock wall. Make sure you can always head back the way you came. We're kind of winding through some yak and sheep paths, and this is what we're sliding through down here. Check it out. Woo, butt sliding down the mountain. Woo. Whoa, brushy. You can see I'm sliding down that right there. Whew. Woo. Gotta stay low to keep under the branches here. You can see we're shooting to get down there to that valley, but we gotta go through the brush here. All this brush, we're sliding down through it. Gotta stay low. This is what to do when you gotta bushwhack a path. Yeah, sliding is probably a 50-degree incline here. We are butt sliding down the trail. You can see my backpacks behind me. Woo! Woo! Whew! Low bridge. We are just staying low to keep underneath all these thorns here. Whoa! Moving down the trail slowly. This is how you make it out if you get stuck on a ridgeline where the path petered out. All right, it's snowing. We're about halfway down the trail. We decided to bail off the ridgeline. The weather's coming in, so we're breaking down through this brush. It's pretty crazy. So, but kind of fun. Some butt sliding down through and getting a lot of thorns in the butt and getting a lot of pricklies, but that's okay. We're doing fine. We'll be in the valley about 5 minutes. It's a little thorny. Ooh, baby. I gotta avoid that one. Coming down here. All right. Woo. Oh. All right, we're making our way down. Jakob, we just slid down a very narrow path full of bushes and thorns. How do you feel?
We did. It was kind of a challenge to find your own way.
Yeah.
A bit narrow, lots of thorns, but apart from that, it was fun.
Awesome.
As well. So it's great to be out in the wild. Snow's coming, sun is shining. What else can we ask for?
Beautiful. Awesome. If people get lost in the wilderness or get off the trail, what are your tips for them to find their way?
I would go downhill and find a river. You can always follow a river down back if you want to go. You look for the sun, what direction, if you're not sure. And it's 12 o'clock, sun is in the south. And maybe you know where you have to go. But yeah, it's always easy to go downhill and follow the rivers, the trails.
Yeah, that's great. So when in doubt, go down to the river and back towards the trailhead. Yeah, rather than up. That's exactly what we've been doing.
Exactly.
And you're a great leader. Awesome. Cool, man. This is what we've been going through. All these thorny bushes came from that ridge up there. Butt sliding down through it. All right, we made it down through the ravine, and you can see it's a lot clearer down here. And the difference is that we're actually same elevation. We're only about 100 vertical meters from where we were, but it's a lot clearer here, and that's because this is the south-facing side of the mountain. It gets a little more sun, a little more snow, and so there's a little bit less vegetation. It's just growing differently here. More actual trees, which is creating a canopy that allows us to walk through. Whereas on the other side of the mountain, we're gonna flip around here. This is the north-facing side here. Look how brushy that is. That's what we just came through. And so, yeah, you can, if you're traveling off the trail, try to stay on the mountain that's facing the equator, or I should say the south-facing side. Of course, this is all for advice for the northern hemisphere. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it'd be quite the opposite. So yeah, let's try to stay on the south-facing side of the mountain. It's going to be a lot less brushy, might even be clearer. And so we made it into some nice boreal forest here, and we're going to make our way up. All right, we've made it down to the river, cut down through the bushes. Now we're gonna make our way down this river, down the ice. We're gonna be careful. We're gonna try to stay to the side here, but of course it's gonna get a little gorgy. You can see the rocks here. Because it's so vertical, we might have to walk on the ice. This ice is gonna be strong enough to support us, but we're gonna have to be careful we don't hit any weak spots. Okay, we're here with our friend Jakob from Sweden. hiking expert from Sweden. He's going to tell us a little bit about hiking poles in the wilderness.
Yeah, they especially when we're going downhill, I feel they help me to stabilize. Put them on like this, and I like to grab around the strap like that. The length of them you can adjust. I'll have a 90 degree basically. It's comfortable. It's a little bit over. So going down, I can let my weight on the poles feel unstable, and I can walk, and I feel much more comfortable walking in a rougher area like this, going down, and help me stop me from going too fast down. Again. So stabilizes me and helps me to get down safely.
You can see how the river's flowing down here.
And it's literally 1 meter of ice.
Wow.
It's so thick. This has been going for the last 8 months, building ice here. Since September last year when it started to freeze. We are at an elevation of 3,000 meters. So it gets cold here pretty early in the year, and then it builds up during the winter. So it's thick and solid.
Look at that, 2 meter drop down there. Crazy. But we're avoiding this part. We're staying on the solid part.
The poles are really good to find out if it, here you can hear it's hollow under. So yeah, you might be able to walk on it, but you're not sure. So stay away from when you hear that sound. Here, it's solid. Here, don't walk there.
Okay, you can see next to me the river just cliffs out right here. There's this huge cliff. You wouldn't be able to get around this. This is an 80-degree vertical incline. So if you're hiking on that side of the river when there's no snow, you'd have to switch to this side. And so in this way, if you're going down or up the river to find your way out, you would you'd be needing to cross the river several times, probably 10 or 15 times you'd have to cross this river. And in the summer, it could be up to your ankles or knees. So fortunately right now we're on the snow, so it's a little bit easier for us. We can just move straight down the river as it's frozen. But in the summertime when this river's flowing, you'd have to be real careful crossing back and forth. Woo! It's snowing now. Okay, we've reached this valley intersection where these two ravines have met. You can see the washout from this river. Man, this must be a powerful river. It must have been a huge flood here because we're at this intersection with these rivers. And you can see it's totally washed out. All the rocks, all the trees. Wow, this can be a powerful river, so be mindful of that. It may be dry right now, but in the summer this could be a serious thing, so be careful of that. descended back to the car, and we're happy to be on a little bit more familiar terrain, and we're heading out. Awesome. Thanks guys for checking us out. Subscribe to our videos. And this is Ben Cubbage from Elevated Trips.